So thank you so much for joining me. You were a wonderful participant in our Supervisory Academy this week, and we would just love to hear what you have to say. But first, let's start off with your introduction. So tell me a little bit about yourself and kind of where you're at in the School of Medicine.
Yeah, so I'm Clarissa Lujano, and when I first joined Stanford University almost 5 years ago, I started as an administrative associate in the Division of Pediatric Critical Care, which is in the Department of Pediatrics. And about a little over a year ago, I stepped into a new role. I got a promotion to assistant division manager. So I've been in that role for a little bit over a year, and I felt that it was time for me to continue to grow, but I wasn't ready to leave the division because I love it so much. So I'm very thankful I was given that opportunity for a promotion.
Awesome. Well, with your experience, it seems that you've kind of seen different levels at Stanford University, which brings us to our first question regarding career conversations and career development. So thinking back through your job history, what are some examples of effective and ineffective career conversations that you've experienced?
Something that stood out to me, just thinking of, I'll start off with ineffective career conversations. When I first started at Stanford as an admin, I was new. I came back having background as a medical assistant. I knew I wanted to be in the healthcare field, but I didn't necessarily want to be a nurse anymore, or pursue that. So when I joined Stanford University, it took me a while to get acclimated. I joined the division, and there was a lot of challenges that I faced with the division not having being fully staffed. So once about a year after I joined the division, I met with my manager, as I would do frequently. And part of our yearly review, we would discuss, my career path and what my goals were, how this manager can help me continue to pursue those goals, what classes I could take. And, it all sounded perfect and great. And then shortly after the performance review, I would try to sign up for to use my stat funds and say there's a project management class, or there's this leadership class, or even supervisor classes. And, it was just kind of like, well, right now we're short staffed. I know you want to hit these milestones and grow in your career, but right now it almost felt like, yeah, that's nice to hear, but it's going to have to be put on the back burner until you can tackle everything else. So I felt like it was just very ineffective, because it's kind of like a broken record. We'd meet every few months and it was, hey, how can I help you? And after a while, I was just like, well, why do I even mention what I need help with, or what I want my career to grow or to be at Stanford? Like, what am I doing? And I started, exploring options outside of Stanford. And I even met with one of our old HR directors within the department. And I said, what advice can you provide me? Like, I feel like I'm hitting a wall. I'm not getting the advice or career advice that I need. So that's probably one of the most ineffective career conversations I felt that I had over the course of probably my first 2 years at Stanford, where at some point I just felt, okay, well, what am I doing here? Um, as far as effective career conversations that I've experienced, about 2 years ago, roughly, we had a new division manager. Our previous manager got another opportunity within Stanford. And, my first day, I remember being nervous to have my first one-on-one with this new division manager. I didn't know what to expect. I wasn't a part of interviews because I had jury duty for 6 weeks. And so went into my first one-on-one, and I sat down, and the new manager said, I've heard great things about you. So what is it that you want to do? And she just started asking me all these questions, and I started panicking because I'm like, be careful what you wish for. Here she is offering me everything and I don't have answers. And I remember my first response to her was, well, I don't know. What do you think I should be doing? Because I just had no idea. I never had a conversation like this, where I just genuinely felt from our first one-on-one that, okay, this manager, she is truly going to help me grow within my career and help me develop and figure out what path I want to take. And she told me, she was very transparent. She said, I need at least 6 months to kind of get to work with you, get to see where your strengths are, what it is that you truly want to do. And probably 6 months to the date is when, we started talking about next steps and what the needs were in the division. And there was a need for an operations or assistant division manager. And over the course of those 6 months, she worked with me in helping develop and making sure, she had me sign up for Supervisor Academy. I had never heard about it until she mentioned it to me. And so she made me sign up for it before I got my promotion. So that's probably out of my entire career, not just at Stanford, that has been the most effective career, conversations until this day. I meet with my manager. She told me about the School of Medicine mentorship program. She, persuaded me, said, you need to do it. And I am. So that's probably just a little bit of gist. I'm sure there's other examples, but the two that really stood out.
Now, so thinking about your positive experience with this manager, what has that done for you? So besides, knowing about things that are going on, how has it made you feel? What's going on for you on the day-to-day basis now as compared to before?
So before I dreaded going into work because I knew, well, I'm just going to go in, keep doing the same thing, have no guidance, have no purpose. I felt like I served no purpose. I helped my faculty, faculty and fellow, everyone was just extremely amazing and thankful. But I just felt like, well, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. And what's the end result? I'm just going to be in the same position that I am, and there's nowhere to grow. And now I mean, yes, it's a lot more work. It's a learning curve. I'm still learning, but I'm excited and my morale is just over the moon. I'm excited to go into work, or virtually right now, going to work every day. I'm excited to learn these new things, be given new projects and opportunities, and it's night and day, just the way that I feel now.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate the fact that you were honest with us and told us what was going on. The night and day experience that you talked about, I think that's very valuable for not just, people in your situation, but also our managers to see like, wow, if I really invest more in my employees, I, will get a more productive and happy employee. Thank you so much for joining us, Clarissa. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thank you.